Okay, everybody, welcome back. Here we are again. This is Brad with More Coaching. And today I have a very dear friend, Deborah Fryer, Ph.D., who is a friend of mine of 5 years now. I met you through a mastermind course, and you do phenomenal work. I was so captivated by your story that I've just been following you ever since. So thank you for taking some time to do this. The topic, of course, is following your dreams no matter what, no matter what's happened in your life, no matter where you are in life. So tell everybody what you do, why it's important, and how tapping can help people start living their dream.
Yeah. Well, so first, thank you for having me. It's such a pleasure to connect with you. So, excuse me, I am a money mindset mentor. I would say I'm an accidental money mindset mentor. I never set out to become an expert in mindset, nor did I actually have any interest in making money. I was quite resentful of money, quite disrespectful of money. I didn't like it. I didn't want it. I didn't think I needed it. I thought I was better than it. Of course, all of these things actually repel money. So, what we're talking about today is how do you live your dreams? So part of living your dreams includes, okay, I'll just speak about my own dreams. Part of living my dreams included me not having to hustle every day for money. It includes me being able to sit on the couch every morning, reading, leisurely drinking my espresso, meditating, painting, journaling, going on a long hike with my dog. It involves me spending every night in the bathtub with a book and lavender and bubbles. And I'm sharing these things because it is possible to create a multiple six, even a seven-figure business and have plenty of time for you. And living my dream didn't include in the beginning, I thought, oh, I'm just going to have to make a whole bunch of money if I'm going to live my dream. Or I can do all the stuff that I just shared, which is what I really want to do. I really want to meditate. I really want to paint. I really want to read. I really want to teach. I really want to write. And it turns out that living your dream is related to you allowing money to flow through you so that you can contribute continuously, so that you can enjoy luxury and pleasure continuously, so that you can donate and contribute to causes that you care about as often as you want, as often as they arise. And being an entrepreneur right now, I feel like it's such a privilege because there are so many causes that
Yeah.
want our attention. There are so many people around the world who don't have access to clean water, people who don't have access to education, people who don't have access to green spaces, people who live in war zones, etc.
Mm.
I recently contributed, it was a fundraiser, and there were kids who were walking 4 hours a day to school. And I bought 3 kids bikes
Nice.
because it makes it easier for them. Like to be able to help people like that is just a beautiful thing. So anyway, so I'm a money mindset mentor, I'm a spiritual business coach, and I'm the founder of something called the Anatomy of Money, which is what we're going to talk about today. The Anatomy of Money is all about how your inner nervous system, your inner geography, your inner terrain is actually showing you very loud and clear what is your relationship with money, what's your relationship with your value, what's your relationship with your worth. And all of that is related to you living your dream.
So let's dive into that. How does money relate to um, self-worth? Let's talk about that because that's honestly been one of my struggles. So, and I know that I'm not the only one that has that because we were talking briefly before we started here. So tell people how, because like you, I want to live just like you. I want to have a lot of free time. I don't want to feel that I've got to hustle for money. I mean, like one of the things that I don't like about being an entrepreneur is having to just constantly promote myself.
Mhm.
Right? I like what I do. I believe in what I do. And I would like to be able to do it without feeling like I'm constantly throwing myself out in front of people's faces. So how does our self-worth relate to money, and how does that help, once we resolve that, how does that help people follow their dream?
Yeah, such a great question. You are not the only one who struggles with this. Every entrepreneur, every person, I believe, on some level, has this inner conflict. And we've all been conditioned to believe that our worth is defined by someone else. And that starts when you're a little kid and somebody decides how much you get for allowance. Even think about the word allowance, right? Somebody's giving you permission, not you. And when you're a little kid, it's your parents, and they tell you, all right, you're going to get this much for unloading the dishwasher. You're going to get this much for making your bed. We learn very early on, if we do certain things that we are resistant to doing. And I don't even know why we're resistant to doing them. I love unloading the dishwasher nowadays. I love making my bed. But anyways, we all have like, well, I shouldn't say we all have, many people, I certainly had in my experience, um, this concept of allowance. And so money was used as a reward and as a punishment. If I didn't do my chores, I didn't get it. And so I very early on got this message that money is something that controls me, and the people who have
Right.
money are controlling
Right.
me. And then as I grew up, I didn't get to choose how much I was going to earn. I was a camp counselor. I was a cashier. I worked in a croissant bakery, and I'm sure I got minimum wage, which was dictated by somebody, not me, right? I had zero control over it. And somebody else said, this is when you're going to go to work. This is the costume you're going to wear. This is the hours you're going to clock in and clock out. And you don't have anything to say about it, right?
Right.
And so, in our culture, we're just so used to giving our power away. And then, fast forward, now you're a little bit older. Now you're in your 20s or your 30s or your 40s or your 50s. It matters not. If you're working for somebody else, they're telling you this is what your salary is, or this is what your commission is, and this is when you're going to work, and this is what you're going to wear, and this is the company culture. And so, for a lot of people, especially entrepreneurs who are used to that environment where somebody else is telling you what you're worth, it's not really what you're worth. But what they're saying is, this is what we're going to pay you for your time, for your physical presence. So we misunderstand that because they're paying me whatever it is, $18 an hour or $50,000 a year or 10% commission, whatever the number is, doesn't matter. If somebody out there is telling me this is what I'm going to pay you, what I've unconsciously agreed to is, okay, they get to tell me what I'm worth. And this is a huge issue for entrepreneurs. One of the hardest things is for people to say, this is what I charge. It's so hard, right? It's so hard for people to set their rates. It's easy for the boss to set your rate, but it's not so easy for you to set your rate. And this is really it's a real sticky point for a lot of entrepreneurs, because you want to break six figures or you want multiple six figures, and you're going to have to sit down and do the math at some point. You're just going to have to sit down with your Excel spreadsheet. You're going to have to put some numbers in there. You're going to have to say, how many clients could I serve at this amount? And what's the transformation they would get at the end of it? And here's how much money I can make, because this is how I'm valuing me. So it's such a great, I just love this topic, and it's way bigger than, we could just talk about this topic the whole time.
Yeah.
One of the things that drives me nuts is this expression, I want to be paid what I'm worth. That expression, I feel, actually is contributing to the disempowerment of letting money control you. And the reason is that you, Brad, don't have a dollar value. The presence known as Brad, the presence known as Deborah, the creativity flowing through this human being, right? This spiritual being masquerading in a human suit. How do I put a dollar value on the constant inspiration, the constant creativity, the constant generosity? There is no price tag that any one of us can put on ourselves. And, I think about ways that our culture just conditions us to think of ourselves as compartmentalizable. I'm thinking about life insurance. If you have a death and dismemberment policy, the insurance company will tell you, oh, your leg is worth $100,000. Oh, your eye is
I
worth,
know, I
like,
know.
no, it's not. It's not, like,
It's so
we are
crazy.
not for sale. I am not for sale. Brad, you are not for sale. And so we've got to think about ourselves differently than I am for sale. What's the transformation that's going to be available to you? That's what you're charging for. And what's it costing you to stay in inaction? What's it costing you to keep sabotaging yourself? What's it costing you to keep discounting your services? You're leaving so much money on the table. Have you ever added up all the sessions you don't charge for over all the years you haven't charged for your sessions and realized, oh my God, I've left $1 million on the table? That's what we're talking about. Is you really valuing your contribution to the marketplace, your contribution to those that you interact with?
So how can somebody start to really take inventory of themselves and what they offer and start to shift their mindset to, okay, I've got this dream. Yes, I'm going to charge people either for a service or a product. How do they start the work to basically rewire their neurons and their brain fires?
Yeah, there are so many ways. One of the exercises I give to all my clients, and one of the clients they resist the most, is 100 reasons I deserve to be rich. And the word I deserve is very triggering for people. They do not like it. And I get a lot of pushback for that. And I have specifically chosen those words because the word deserving is so triggering for people. So, on the one hand, we feel unworthy of making money. We also feel unworthy of having money. There are a lot of people who make great money, but they feel unworthy of having it. They feel really guilty. They feel really apologetic. They feel really ashamed. So having money is just as triggering as not having money, because having money is going to trigger your deservingness set point. And if you've grown up feeling shamed, feeling devalued in your family of origin, feeling disrespected, feeling unincluded, feeling less than. And this will show up personally in your personal story. It's also in our collective consciousness. It's certainly in advertising, and it affects men and women both, that we don't look right, our hair is wrong,
Yeah,
our physique is wrong, our six-pack abs are wrong. Like there's always
yeah,
something wrong with you.
yeah.
And and if that's constantly running at the low level of what's wrong with me, it's going to show up in your money. You're going to feel there's something wrong with you for having money when everybody else is struggling. It's the thing that's actually up for people right now, because there are a lot of entrepreneurs who are scaling their businesses to multiple 6 to 7, even to 8 figures, and they're doing it during a pandemic. They're doing it during a war. They're doing it during you know tremendous inflation that is affecting everybody all over the world. And it's really easy to feel like, oh my God, who am I to have money? Who am I to have ease making money? Who am I to have ease enrolling clients? And we got to clear that. We've got to clear that because, at the higher level, we're helping to redistribute money around the planet. Those of
Mhm.
us, I'm sure you and me and everyone who's listening to the podcast is not the 1%. We're not the multi-gajillionaires who own the 1%. We're moving into the 9% that's below that 1%. And for those of us, if we can move up into that, uh, how can I say this, the 2 to 10%, right? The top 9%, not the top 1%.
Right.
Those in the top 9% together collectively have as much clout as the people at the very top. And so when we're moving the money up, we're able to circulate it in a bigger way around the planet. We're able to hire help. All of us need virtual assistants. All of us need bookkeepers. All of us need people to support our businesses as we're growing. And as we bring more people into the fold, we're moving money around the globe. Those of us who lead retreats, we're moving money around the globe. And the more that we can keep money flowing through us is actually creating more affluence for everyone.
I love that. So tell me a little bit about the 100 reasons why I deserve money. Why are people so resistant to that particular exercise?
Well, I think one of the things is the idea of deserving really tweaks people. People get stuck. They'll be like, well, I got to 7. I'm like, no, do 100. And the mind is just like, no, 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 I don't deserve that. I don't deserve that. I don't deserve that. Like we all have what's called a negativity bias. Rick Hansen, who's a well-known psychologist and a neuro person, he's written a bunch of books about Buddhism and neuroscience. And he has this expression that says we're like Velcro to negativity and like Teflon to praise. And it's so true. We have a built-in negativity bias. The negative mind will immediately go out and look for what's wrong, like what's going to kill me, who's going to be mad at me, who's going to be disappointed at me. And if that's your come from, that's going to send you into fight or flight. And we all grow up with this because we want to feel safe in our tribe. We want to feel that the people who are taking care of us are going to continue to take care of us, because if they don't, we're going to die. That's literally how it feels when you're a teeny weeny itsy bitsy. If the people who are supposed to take care of you don't, if they neglect you, if they're mad at you, if they hit you, if they yell at you, you're like, oh, it's like it's not safe for me to be here. And for a lot of people, that's really at the root of their money issue, is there's some unresolved childhood trauma where they feel it's not safe for me to be here. Yeah. Right. And we've got to create safety right here in this body temple so that it's safe for you to be here. It's safe for you to have all the money that you want flowing through you and to you and for you and from you because of you. That's really what the work is about. And
Love
ultimately,
that.
money doesn't control you. You step fully into your skin. You step fully into the skin, being comfortable as yourself. And you make empowered choices that really honor you every step of the way.
So we're running out of time here because I know you've got another call, but I want to talk about really quickly, what can people expect to come up for them emotionally as they start to do this work to basically open up their mind to the realization that, wow, I can actually achieve this. What are some of the things that you've seen happen for your clients as they start to do the work around money mindset and starting to achieve their dreams? Because I'm sure that you've seen the full spectrum of responses from people.
Mhm. Well, so the first thing that always happens when you start thinking about money, even right now, if you're listening and you're thinking about money, you're thinking about why you deserve more money, why you want more money, what you'll do with the money. Anytime you just think about money, you might think about bills, you might think about a vacation you'd like to take. Money touches everything that we do. So you don't have to, what's the expression? About you don't have to shake a stick very far, some expression like that. Yeah, like money
Yeah.
touches everything. It touches your life, your health, your house, your clothes, your vacation, the books you read, the food you eat, everything. So when you start thinking about money, do you immediately notice words like money doesn't grow on trees, or I can't have that, or rich people are jerks, or it's so unfair, or I'm so angry at so and so who's a rich person? Do you just notice that there's some verbal thoughts, sentences, opinions, judgments that immediately pop up? Everybody does. So start eavesdropping on what are you hearing inside your own head. Start eavesdropping on other people. And I don't mean spying on them, but I just mean you're in a conversation with somebody and notice, how do they talk about themselves? Do they say things like, I'm really struggling with, the problem is, the challenge is, oh, this is killing me, oh, I'm dying, right? These are fight or flight ways of speaking. And most people are completely unconscious of it. But if you tune your ears to how people speak, you will notice there's a tendency to speak in terms of things that are very violent to the self. Like, it's killing me. I'm dying. I'm struggling. I'm challenging. The problem is, like, we look for conflict and you'll hear it first. So that's level number one. Level number two is what's going on inside your body. So most people, they live in the head, they're looking out, and they are not very internally focused. But if for a moment you just close your eyes and you feel from the crown all the way down, do you begin to feel something in your head or in your throat or in your shoulders or in your heart or behind the heart or in the solar plexus or in the belly? The body's immediately going to show you where is there an instant constriction. And anytime there's a constriction, it's showing you, oh, I've just closed off that part of me. I'm not open to receiving. So that has everything to do with money. And the third thing is that if you keep staying present with the thoughts that you're hearing and the feelings that you're feeling, and you keep following that, the taproot eventually is going to show you some trauma. Some memory is going to pop up and you'll say, oh, I don't know where that came from. But you know exactly where that came from because your subconscious popped it up to your awareness because you were ready to look at it, because it's connected. So very often when people start talking about their money story, they'll remember, oh, I remember that time when I was hit for doing such and such. Or I remember that time that my mom was crying because she didn't have enough money to buy groceries or whatever. Some trauma will come up. And we need to address at all three levels, the verbal level, the emotional level, and the deep pre-verbal nervous system level.
Wow, that's amazing. That's so powerful. There's so much more here, but I know you have to get going. So really quickly, if you have anything you want to promote, whether it's a workshop, a retreat, a book, a free session with you, anything, please let us know. And then please also in our email exchange, send me all the links so when I post the video, everybody will have super quick access to you.
Okay, great. And do you want me to say now what it is, or will you edit
Yes.
it out?
Yes, please. Just put
So,
it in here.
so what I would love to offer you, if this is resonating for you, is I have a free book that's called Turn on Your Tap that walks you through the neuroscience of tapping. And there's a tapping in there to help you open up the floodgates to more ease, abundance, and flow in your relationship with money. And I'd also like to invite you to work with me privately. I've started doing something super exciting this year that I really love. And these are intensive immersions. They're day-long anatomy of money intensives where we'll go into your nervous system. It's a small group intensive, limited to 10 people, and we'll go in there, dive deep, and identify some of the money blocks that have been holding you back so you can go forth and thrive.
That's amazing, Deborah. Thank you so much. I'm going to let you go so you can get your next call, but I am going to reach out to you through email so that we can continue our own conversation. And thank you again for being here. It's such an honor to reconnect with you and have you be part of this speaker series. So thank you so much.
You are so welcome. Thanks for inviting me.
All right, love you. I'll talk with you soon.
Blessings.